Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm bringing you some more tech news, mostly what's been going on this week. So, first off, MSI GeForce RTX 3080 Ti Ventus 3X 12GB is spotted during transit. So, there have been rumors a long time now that there will be a 12GB version of the 3080. Most of us dismissed it as nothing because what sense would it make to go from 10 gigabytes up to 12? It's just a 1 gigabyte game. It would be more sense to double it or at least add 6 more gigabytes. But obviously, it looks like it's because of the bus size that they're using. It's just not feasible for them to use 16, or they don't want to. They added cost in manufacturing for a 20 gigabyte version. So there's a shipment of new MSI graphics card is headed to Los Angeles. Large boxes with GeForce RTX 3080, 3090, and AMD RX 580. Those are still in production. Okay, never mind. And even GeForce GT 710 are heading to the US. Interestingly, one of the boxes also feature yet unreleased GeForce RTX 3080 Ti Ventus 3X OC model. So this is the image of the box that's in transit, and you can see the name of the GPU. Okay, enough of that. Next, Intel graphics driver 27.20.100 has been released. Just a small story. It's supposed to fix crashes and graphical anomalies in Cyberpunk 2077, and support for the near story with near replicant on PC for Intel Iris Z graphics or higher. There are a list of issues fixed with this new driver for Horizon Zero Dawn, StarCraft 2. One of the noted points is Cyberpunk 2077. But enough of that. If you guys want to read more about this driver release, links will be in the description for all the stories I cover in the video. You can go check them out. Next, Nvidia DLSS gets native support for Unity 2021.2 engine. So by the end of 2021, DLSS should be native in the Unity engine. So what this means is that developers won't have to dedicate extra resources to their to the implementation of DLSS in their games. It will be in the engine as so that the feature will be more widely adopted, and we will see it in future games built on the Unity engine. Next, Nvidia announces Grace CPU for giant scale AI and HPC applications. So on Nvidia's GTC conference that was held recently, they introduced a new roadmap along with their first CPU in ages. It's an ARM-based CPU meant for the server and data center integration, I don't know if they have any long-term plans for that to trickle down to the PC desktop space, but we can all look forward to something to that effect in the future. Not, I'm not sure how far in the future, but things always trickle down from the enterprise to the consumer space, onto the receiver side. So, so the breakthrough CPU design for giant scale AI and ASICs CPU application, Nvidia Grace, is paired with their Ampere GPUs. They were also talking about the future for their Ampere architecture with Ampere Next and Ampere Next. I'm not sure what that should mean. It's some form of inception type thing, or they're getting into right there. But this is good news for the innovation in the CPU/GPU space. NVIDIA is doing some futuristic stuff. On to the next one. Another NVIDIA story. Yes, this is the roadmap for NVIDIA through 2021 to 2025. You can see what I was talking about for their in the previous story, where you see their GPU. We are currently on the Ampere between 2020 and 2021 time frame. Between 2021 to 2022, you're supposed to get Ampere Next. And here you see DPU, that it refers to data processing unit. You see Bluefield 3. Somewhere between 2023 and 2024, you will get Grace and Bluefield 4 and Ampere Next. And 2025, we will get Grace Next. Hopefully, you guys understand that, because I'm trying to understand it myself, even though I just said it. But I digress. On to the next one. AMD Ryzen 5700G retail APU pictured and tested. So, final version of AMD Ryzen 5700G APU is pictured and tested for the first time. And here you can see it was manufactured in 2020. Here from the specs, you can see it's on the Cezanne architecture, comes with Vega 8 graphics, 7 nanometer architecture, release date January 7, 2020. Sub-vendor AMD ATI. And let's see. The memory size 4 gigabytes DDR4. That's obviously system memory, because it's an APU which shares the system memory with the GPU that's integrated into the CPU. And the GPU clock, you can see it's at 3000 megahertz, default clock 3000, standard clock 1600 megahertz. And it supports OpenCL Vulkan Direct Compute and OpenGL 4.6. Well, enough of that. On to the next one. A bizarre and interesting tech on crowdfunding platforms. Tricorder light multi-stroke keyboard. So I don't know what purpose you might need a multi-stroke keyboard for, but if it's something you see yourself wanting to get in the near future, this might be something for you to look out on. I just put it on this news segment just because it seems interesting and something innovative for the future. Maybe we'll hear more about it more. Maybe we might hear about it from different companies of this emerging technology. Enough of that. Next, ASRock announces the AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT OC formula graphics card. The 6900 has been released for a long time. Yeah, 6900 XT has been out for a long time. And recently, we haven't been seeing much partner models for the cars. But now we're seeing the ASRock version of the card. Looks great. Here you see three PCIe power plugs, which are 8 bit each. So you can expect this card to be drawing a lot of power. And it has a beefy, looks like a 2.7 slot or a 3 slot card. Here it is. In the back, it has the flow through design that expels some of the hot air up through the back of the card, which is supposed to be exhausted through the back exhaust fan, but most likely it's going to go straight up into your CPU cooler if you are using an air cooler. So yeah, this card undoubtedly was great. But hopefully you guys can get it if it's ever in stock before the current problem all PC builders are facing right now with scalpers. Enough of that. A company named NETAC kickstarts research and development process for 10 gigahertz DDR5 memory. So it's obvious that DDR5 will be able to reach speeds greater than DDR4. The the first models that are in testing started at 5,000 something megahertz, and that's impressive because DDR4 is now going out of its current life cycle, hitting those speeds, or coming in with rated speeds up to that amount. So, a Chinese company based in Shenzhen, claiming to be the inventor of the USB flash drive, has reportedly started research and development process for DDR5 memory modules that will outperform everything on the market. NetApp is rumored to have started the development of DDR5 memory that will have frequencies over 10,000 megahertz, while the the JEDEC specifications notes that DDR5 frequency range is between 4,800 and 8,400 megahertz. Manufacturers are always welcome to go over the official specifications, being that NetApp is a relatively new player in this PC memory space. We are wondering how the company plans to execute its plan. So there you have it. New PC memory manufacturer plans to blow everything out the water with its new 10 megahertz, 10,000 megahertz DDR5 RAM. On to the next one. Nvidia announces new professional Ampere graphics cards. So Nvidia and its announced new RTX professional graphics cards, the Nvidia RTX A5000, A4000, with featuring new RT cores and tensor cores, and CUDA cores, speed up AI graphics real-time rendering up to 2 times faster than the previous generation. Nvidia RTX A2000, A3000, A4000, and A5000 laptop GPUs deliver accelerated performance without compromising uh, compromising for mobility. So yeah, those of you who are interested in professional work like 3D modeling, AI, video editing and rendering, stuff like that, you can look out for PCs or laptops equipped with these graphics processors in them probably in the near future. On to the next story. AMD launches Ryzen 5000G Zen APU lineup for OEMs. So yeah, this blessing of a GPU, of a CPU with integrated graphics is being launched to OEMs only. As in, you won't be able to get this graphics horsepower along with 8 cores and 16 threads of CPU power unless you purchase a pre-built from one of the many system integrators in the space. We would have liked to see it come to the consumer market where those of us who are currently have a system but don't have a GPU in it. This could be something that enable us to play games in the meantime while we're waiting on a graphics card that will provide much more horsepower for gaming experiences. But AMD gone and sent it into the OEM only market, and now we don't know if there is a plan for it to be released to the consumer market anytime soon. Because this will solve most of our problems currently facing the global shortage of PC components. Mostly the GPUs. CPUs are somewhat coming back into stock, but GPUs is still abysmal out there. Final story of the day is that a new cryptocurrency is in development or is actually already in process of becoming widespread. It's not available for trade yet, but unlike other cryptocurrencies, this one does not use uh, a GPU, CPU, or an ASIC to mine. This one uses hard drives or SSDs. So, what this article is saying that this new cryptocurrency, the Chia cryptocurrency, is looking to cause a storage shortage if it ever takes off, like how the miners are predicting it to be. So, unlike Bitcoin, which is based on proof of work, Chia utilizes the proof of space and time model. Chia reportedly arrives as an eco-friendly cryptocurrency offering Brahma Cohen, who's known as the inventor of Bitcoin, created Chia to leverage the free space on storage drives. The basis behind Chia is that the hard drives and the SSDs use less power and are easier to come by and cheaper to purchase by comparison in mining Ethereum or Bitcoins on a mass scale contribution to the electric waste. So yeah, they're coming after our storage guys. You got to watch the markets, notice any fluctuation, because they're coming after our storage. You can't get GPUs, you can't get CPUs, and now they're coming after our storage. This is serious. You have to watch out. You have to be vigilant, watching markets, notice the fluctuation, because if this cryptocurrency takes off like they're expecting it to, we're going to end up with a storage shortage on our hands. So yes, guys, I went a little bit doom and gloom right there, but it's possible. If you like the video, this is the last story of the day. You can leave a like, you can subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think. This has been Wolf. Thanks for watching.